Let me hit you with a question that separates the confident contractors from the panicked ones. How much work do you actually have lined up after the job you're on right now? Not how busy you feel, not how many leads you're juggling. I mean, how many signed contracts, committed scopes, and scheduled jobs are sitting in your pipeline ready to pay the bills next month? Because if the crew is slammed this week, but your schedule's empty next quarter, you're not building momentum, you're walking off a cliff. That's where the backlog to revenue ratio comes in. It tells you if your pipeline is full enough to keep going or if you're coasting into a dry season. So what is the backlog to revenue ratio? It's calculated by taking your current backlog and dividing it by your annual revenue. So let me break that down. Your backlog is simply the value of signed contracts that haven't started yet or haven't been fully billed. Annual revenue, well, that's your total revenue for the past 12 months, or your target for the year if you want to use it that way. So let's say you've got $1.8 million in booked work lined up. You did $2.4 million in revenue last year. 1.8 million divided by 2.4 million is 0.75 backlog to revenue ratio. That means you've got about 75% of a year's work lined up. If that number's high, you're booked, solid. You got breathing room. If it's low, you got a marketing and sales problem, even if you're busy today. So let me give you a job site analogy. Think of your business like a crew on a road trip. The job you're on now is what's on the windshield. But your backlog, that's your gas tank. That's how far you can go before you stall out. If the tank's half full, but you're heading into the desert with no gas stations in sight, you're in trouble. Doesn't matter how fast you're going, you're about to stop. So what is a healthy backlog to revenue ratio? 1.0 or higher? That's excellent. You got a full year's worth of work lined up. 0.75 to 0.99, well, that's really solid. You're 8 to 11 months booked out. 0.5 to 0.74, you're in the caution zone. You got some work, but better start selling. Below 0.5, well, you're now in the risk zone. Your future's riding on hope, not signed contracts. This number gives you visibility into the future, and that's a rare thing in construction. So let me give you a real contractor example. Had a commercial general contractor doing about $4.2 million a year. Busy crews, good jobs, felt pretty strong. But we ran the ratio, and his backlog was $880,000. Annual revenue, $4.2 million. Ratio, 0.21. So he had just over 2 months of work in the pipeline. That's not momentum, that's a looming problem. He was about to finish strong and then go broke trying to fill the gap. So we built a system. Weekly backlog updates. We required 90-day lead times for project manager scheduling. We re-engaged past clients for small jobs during these slow periods. And moved one estimator to part-time sales support. 6 months later, well, his backlog was up to $2.3 million. Revenue was still at $4.2 million, so his ratio was 0.55. Confidence restored. So how can you improve your backlog to revenue ratio? Number one, I would say track it monthly, not when things feel slow. If you're waiting for panic to look at the pipeline, it's too late. Number two, use this ratio to guide hiring and overhead decisions. Don't expand payroll if the backlog is thin. Number three, stay in front of key clients and general contractors. Out of sight equals out of pipeline. Number four, close smaller jobs to fill near-term gaps. You don't always need a $500,000 project. Sometimes a few $50,000 jobs bridge the gap. And number five, forecast revenue based on backlog. Use it to model out cash flow and resource needs. Here's the final word. Backlog to revenue ratio isn't about what you've done, it's about what's next. Because you can't build a business on past, you built it on what's already signed, scheduled, and waiting. So ask yourself, am I booked solid or just busy for now? Because if the answer is, I'm not sure, you're already running out of gas. You just haven't felt the stall yet.